Hey guys, this is Ed, instructor here at Metrolina Martial Arts. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Kali and limitations. So, if you don't know any of my backstory, when I was really young, around 6 years old, I got electrically shocked and I lost digits on my hand. And about 10 to 12 years ago, I started training in Filipino Kali with the stick. Now, technically I started with the knife, but Filipino Kali is basically a stick heart. Now, I've been training a long time under my instructor, Sifu Ed, about 10 years now, and it would always be such a pain, kind of, to go to the seminar and be done in 10 minutes because everyone's right-handed, and my right hand is my most limited hand. So I'd go in and I'd be able to do the moves, and in 10 seconds in, I have a Band-Aid on now, but I'd already have scab, it'd be torn, and it'd be awful, and then I'd have to subjugate to that person who is not left-handed to do it left-handed so I could at least get some reps in. And I always felt bad, especially when I would go by myself. Luckily I had training partners some of the time, but when I'd go by myself I would just be like, hey, sorry, I can only do this for X amount of time. I'd always felt really bad, but there was a certain point when I started training under Ron. It was actually not too long ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I was training with Sifu Ed, and basically Lameco Eskrima makes these basically like a beer koozie looking thing, and you put your hand inside, and now I could hold the stick. So the biggest issue I had is that I only had one finger holding the stick, so I can swing fairly well, but as soon as impact would happen, it would bounce around. So Dennis, if I'll call you in for a second, I was demonstrating this earlier today in our Kali program with the roof block. So if I was going to hold the roof block here and it hits and it'll bounce. So go ahead and see how it bounces out. I have very very control, but on the left hand side, if he hits the angle too, I have more control on that hit because, well, I have a full hand. Now, because of this, because of the koozie, it makes my hand super warm. It's the only downside, so my hand sweats. But he hits and has a lot less reverberation. I don't know if you can see that, but it comes in, of course, but it doesn't bounce out as much as it did before. So I kind of want to show just a little bit of a highlight the difference of where you're at, and then I want to talk about that. So when we strike the icus here, I can do it for a little bit, but quickly it starts to burn. I get calluses in weird spot on my hand, things like that start to happen. We go high, low, high. I start getting really slow, and I lose a lot of dexterity with it. But if we do left hand, sorry Dennis, we do icus, or we do high, low, high, I don't have that same issue. So with this, it's not 100%, but my gosh, so thankful for Sifu Ed for doing this, because now I can do this. Sorry, I didn't tell you. And now I can do it without having, to really burn my partner. Still beats my hand up, but that's just the nature of the game. So, really I wanted to get into that because if you have any limitations, if you have anything that you think, I'm too old, I'm out of shape, I can't touch my toes, I can't touch my toes, don't worry about it. We'll find a way around it. Everyone has their own life story. Everything has happened for a reason. And in this case, it took time. It took 10 years of training to figure out what works for me. Sometimes it just takes time, and when you figure it out, you're like, oh, it works so much better. So, that all being said, make sure you find a good instructor if you're not local, because if you're local, no, you find a good instructor that helps you through your path, because everyone's martial art path is an individual expression. So, I hope that ramble kind of helped, or doesn't help, but I just wanted to kind of talk about that and kind of highlight some of the training that we do, and then how I teach it as an instructor who has quote-unquote limitations. So thank you, Dennis, for doing this with me, and yeah, thanks guys, hope to see you on the mat.